Everyone, back there, boy. YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. Just a quick one, really, on centre forwards. What on earth is going on with Newcastle United and centre forwards at the moment? Never mind the moody one who's training on his own after his statement. Never mind him. I'm talking about who they're signing to replace Callum Wilson, who for some bizarre reason we didn't seem to move for this replacement until Callum Wilson was gift wrapped up blowing bubbles in West Ham. Why didn't we move earlier? I don't understand what the club have been doing this summer. I really don't. It's just a complete shambles when it comes to this centre forward position. But the two names that are being linked at the moment strongly, Johan Wissa, once Newcastle, once the number 9 shirt, all this other stuff. Brentford seem to be blocking the transfer. He's not happy. He's down tools a little bit. He's disconnected from Brentford in a slightly lesser public way, I think, than Alexander Isak has, but still not in a very gracious way, a bit unsavoury as well. But he's back training with Brentford today, something Alexander Isak is not doing with his own teammates. So that's an issue. I don't know what's happened there. You know, I still would love to have Wissa through the door because I think he's a proven Premier League goal scorer. He can play across the front three and he has lots of attributes that could help this Newcastle United squad, specifically on Monday against Liverpool, as we'll probably start with no centre forward again. But the other name that's been linked here, and I've not really been that impressed with this name being linked, to be brutally honest with you. I've seen some people getting really excited about this kid, and I think it's out of desperation of the fact that we don't have a centre forward. Strand Larsen from Wolves. And listen, he's big, he's strong, he's good in the air, he's got a decent touch, he can finish, got 14 goals in Premier League last season for Wolves. One good season. 60 million quid is the figure people are talking about Newcastle paying for this kid. 60 million quid. And that's because Wolves have just spent 25 million on making his deal permanent. I think he was there on a loan deal. What the fuck are you doing, Newcastle? If you spend 60 million quid on Strand Larsen to lead your line in the Premier League this season, you have completely shit the bed with the centre forward position. Absolutely. Why are we not shopping in the continent? You see, Victor Boniface looks like he's going to go AC Milan for less than that. What we're doing here? Why aren't we over in the continent looking at these centre forwards? Why aren't we looking at La Liga? Why aren't we looking in Serie A, the Bundesliga, Ligue 1? Why aren't we looking at those leagues? Why aren't we looking at players who can do a good job and score goals in Europe and score goals in big seasons like the Premier League? What we're doing, unbelievable. There's a squeaky train going past there if you can hear that. Apologies for the background noise. I was talking loudly to drown it out. But unbelievable. I can't understand why Newcastle have got themselves in this situation. This centre-forward position has been a position that's needed filled for the last 18 months, way before Alexander Isak's head fell off and he threw his rattle out of his pram. Callum Wilson's been a broken, shattered centre-forward for the last 2 years. It's only out of sympathy from Eddie Howe and sentimentality what kept him around. Surely the club knew he was going to be gone in the summer. So why didn't we move quicker for players? I don't understand it. But to go and spunk 60 million quid in a kid who's had one half-decent season in the Premier League with 14 goals in Strand Larsen is money down the toilet for me. The only worse deal you could blow 60 million quid on than that for me is Nicholas Jackson, who couldn't hit water if he fell off the North Shields ferry. But I'd be pissed off if Newcastle blow that money on Strand Larsen rather than getting a top European talent from one of those leagues I've just mentioned for 20 million less than that, or even a loan to buy a deal if they're savvy enough. Listen, we're desperate for centre forwards, right? But surely spunking 60 million quid on that kid is not the money you want to spend. It really isn't. Honest to God, I'm at the situation now, right, where I'd take Jamie Vardy on a free till January. I know he's 38 or something like that, but at least he knows how to score goals. He can still move around a little bit. He's a bit of a rat, you know, he can piss people off. He can cause issues from the bench. You know, I'd still have him on a free deal till January at least, but I know you might be going nuts and shouting in the comments, and how can you say 60 million quid's too much for Strand Larsen, Chris, but you'll have Vardy on a free? Because it's not 60 million quid on a mediocre striker from a lower league Premier League team. Newcastle are in a desperate situation here, exacerbated by the fact Alexander Isak is a monumental bell end, and the shit that he's pulled has cast a huge cloud over this club, which should have been such an exciting summer of planning after the best season we've had in the Premier League, arguably in our history. But thanks to that moody Swedish twat, it's not been. It's all been about him and all been about his move and horrible PR for the football club, and it's been rancid in the summer. So much so people have forgot about the good players that we've signed. They've forgot the likes of, you know, Anthony Elanga, Malik Chow, Jacob Ramsey just signed, Aaron Ramsdale. Good signings. It's all been overshadowed by Alexander Isak. But Newcastle are in a horrible situation here with centre forwards. Wissa's the one to bring in. Is he worth 60 million? No, he's not. But he's a much better player than Strand Larsen. He's a proven Premier League goal scorer for the last couple of seasons. Strand Larsen's had one good season. Yes, he's 4 years younger than Wissa, but that's a complete and utter waste of money, in my opinion, for the football club. And I hope they don't piss that money down the sink. I think that'll be a dreadful piece of business. But I just want to jump on and give you my quick opinion on it. Terrible situation for Newcastle. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Keep it ever more. Loads of content coming this week. Catch you later.
Heroes celebrate. They have done it.